Hello and welcome back. It is wonderful to have you back again at Fable's Adventures, the podcast where you can get your daily dose of audio stories. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, come on over to YouTube or Spotify and subscribe there as well. We've added video illustrations, and the subscriptions really help us grow and support our ability to continue to bring you the content that we hope that you're enjoying. Wherever you are listening, thank you. We have a great story for you today. But first, hit subscribe, give us a like, or drop us a comment on what you're enjoying so far about our channel. It really helps. We're trying to grow our audience. Thanks. Today's story is called Beneath the Illusion, and we'll jump right in and catch up with you on the other side. Enjoy the story!
The mirror trick. The glass feels cold against my palm. That's the first thing I notice. Not the man's face, not his trembling hands, not the checkbook on the table with my grandmother's shaky signature already bleeding into the paper. The glass. It's a picture frame. Belongs to Mrs. Chen from 4B. She keeps photos of her daughter in it, the one who moved to Portland. The frame sits on the shelf behind the man in the cheap suit, and when I look at it, I can see his reflection. More importantly, I can see what's in his other pocket. A phone, a small notebook, and something else. Something metal that catches the light. I've learned that reflections tell you more than faces do. Faces lie. Reflections just exist. So you understand, the man is saying, his voice moving through the apartment like smoke, that this is a one-time opportunity. Premium investment returns. Your daughter's already… No, Mrs. Chen says. Her voice is paper-thin, translucent. No, I don't think I step forward. I've been standing in the doorway for 45 seconds, and in that time, I've watched him pressure her twice, watched her hand move toward the pen twice, watched her pull it back. The third time, she won't pull back. That's enough, I say. The man turns. His smile is a knife. I've seen that smile before. It's always the same smile, bright and sharp and practiced, designed to fill the space where trust should be. I'm 17, skinny, with purple nail polish chipped from handling cards. I'm nobody, his smile says. You especially should know your place. We're having a private conversation, he says. No. I move to Mrs. Chen's side. She smells like jasmine tea and something underneath. Fear, maybe, or just the particular smell of someone who's been alone too long. You were having a conversation at her. Different thing. He laughs. Actually laughs. That's when I move. It's not a dramatic movement. There's nothing magical about it, despite what people assume when they watch me work a crowd at the market. No flourishes. No misdirection in the way people understand misdirection. I simply reach down and touch the checkbook. My fingers are fast. They always have been. Not superhuman, just precise. A gift I was born with. The kind of gift that made my mother say, "Your hands remember things your mind will forget." Before she forgot things herself. Before the dementia took even that from her. The checkbook tips. The pen rolls. In the 2 seconds it takes gravity to work, I see him see what's happening, and I reach out, fast, so fast the motion blurs, and I catch the pen before it hits the ground. Careful, I say. Might want to check that amount before anything gets signed. I hold up the pen. The tip is modified. The ink doesn't match the pen's barrel. I know because I switched it an hour ago when he left it on the kitchen counter. The real pen. The one that would have written in actual ink, that would have been legally binding, is in my pocket. His face goes flat. Who the hell are you? Someone who lives here, I say. Someone who knows everyone in this building. Someone who's been watching you work this block for 2 weeks. It's not entirely true. I've been watching for 3 weeks, but I've learned that precision matters, and also that sometimes a small lie serves a larger truth. He stands. For a moment, I think he'll try something physical. Grab the checkbook, grab Mrs. Chen, grab me. But then he looks at my hands, still moving in that small hypnotic way they move when I'm thinking, and something in him decides against it. "You're making a mistake," he says, quietly. "Probably," I agree. "But not today." He leaves. The apartment door closes with the soft click of someone trying very hard not to slam it. Mrs. Chen is crying. Not loud crying. The other kind. The kind that happens silently. The kind where your shoulders shake and your breath comes in small broken pieces. I sit down next to her. "It's okay," I say. Which is a lie, because it's not okay. None of this is okay. But it's the kind of lie that helps people keep breathing, so I keep saying it. The tunnels beneath the city run like veins. That's what my grandfather told me before the stroke took his words. He'd been a custodian at the community center for 40 years, and he knew every passage, every turn, every place where the old brick had crumbled and been patched with something newer, something that didn't quite fit. "Like scars," he'd said, running his weathered hand along the mortar. "The city keeps trying to heal itself." I use the tunnels now, moving from building to building, collecting evidence. A photograph of the man in his cheap suit, taken 3 buildings over. He's getting into a black sedan with someone else. A business card with a phone number that traces back to a voicemail that isn't a voicemail, just a recording of silence and then a click. The tunnels smell like earth and copper and something older. History, maybe. Or just the weight of all the people who've moved through here, all the people running from something or towards something. The Underground Railroad passed through these tunnels, the real one, the one that meant freedom in the only way that mattered. Now they're just passages, shortcuts, hiding places. I don't like hiding, but I'm good at it. The breakthrough comes on a Thursday. I'm in the reference section of the public library, the part that's above ground, the part that smells like dust and possibility, when I see the notebook. It's not the small one from his pocket. It's larger, leather-bound, the kind of thing someone keeps for records. It's in Mr. Vasquez's office. Mr. Vasquez has been running the community center's outreach programs for 5 years. He's the one who gave me space to perform my illusions at the monthly markets. He's the one who said, "Sienna, you're wasting your gift on card tricks when you could be using it to help people." He's the one who taught me that precision could be a kind of kindness. The notebook is on his desk, partially hidden behind a filing box. I see it because I'm looking for it. I've been looking for it since I found the business card that connects back to him. Vasquez. On the business card in small letters, consultant. I don't want to look. For approximately 4 seconds, I genuinely consider not looking. But my hands are already moving. The thing about sleight of hand is that it's not really about deception. It's about understanding that people only see what they're looking for, what they expect to see. Mr. Vasquez expects to see the notebook still there because he's been in the back office for the last 20 minutes. He doesn't expect to see me photographing every page with the phone I've hidden in my sleeve. He doesn't expect betrayal. Neither did I. The names in the notebook are methodical, organized. Each entry includes target name and address, estimated liquid assets, best contact method, follow-up date, amount taken. Mrs. Chen, 8,005. Mrs. Rodriguez from 3F, $12,000. Mr. Okonkwo from 5A, 15,317 names, 17 victims, all of them from the buildings surrounding the community center. All of them people Mr. Vasquez would have met through his outreach work. The money column adds up to $167,400. What destroys me? What actually, physically destroys me, is the note at the bottom of the most recent page, in handwriting that's definitely his. S. Knows something. Need to talk to her. Persuade or eliminate? Eliminate. Not in the literal sense, probably, But the word sits there anyway, heavy and dark, a stone in the bottom of my stomach. I photograph everything. My hands are shaking, which is bad. Shaking hands make mistakes. But I force myself to be precise anyway. 1 photo per page. No shadows. No reflections. When I'm done, I put the notebook back exactly where it was. Mr. Vasquez doesn't notice. When he comes back out, he has coffee and a smile, and he says, "Sienna, I didn't know you were here. How's your grandmother?" "Fine," I say. "She's fine." The lie tastes like copper, like blood from a bitten lip. I don't go to the police. Not at first. Here's what I know about police. They're slow. They require paperwork. They ask questions about how I got the photographs, which means they'll know I was in his office, which means they'll ask why, which means the whole thing unravels and possibly lands me in trouble too. Also, I know something else. Mr. Vasquez has been taking care of my father for the last 8 months. My father, my actual father, not the stepfather who left when I was 6, came back to the city last fall. He came back sick and broke and ashamed, and he landed at the community center, and Mr. Vasquez found him a place to sleep and work. Real work. The kind that has dignity. The kind that's helping him get better. My father loves Mr. Vasquez, talks about him the way some people talk about saints. I meet him in the tunnels. It takes me 3 days to set it up. 3 days of moving through the city like a ghost. 3 days of not sleeping. 3 days of my hands shaking in a way they never shake. I leave a note in his office, vague enough to be harmless. Need to talk. Private. Thursday, midnight. South tunnel entrance, under the old library. He comes. Of course he comes. He's a predator, and predators always think they can talk their way out. The tunnels are dark. I've brought a single flashlight, and it makes everything look older than it is. The brick walls are sweating with moisture, and the air tastes like stone and time. "Sienna," he says when he sees me. His voice is careful now. "I'm glad you wanted to talk." "Are you?" I ask. "Of course. You're talented, smart. I've always believed in you." There it is, the lie. The one that's been underneath everything, the one I should have seen. Believe is a kind of control. Belief can be weaponized. "You stole from people," I say. "From people you were supposed to help." He's quiet for a moment. The flashlight catches his face, older than I remembered, tired, something desperate around the edges. "Yes," he says, finally. "I did. I didn't expect the honesty. For a second, I don't know what to do with it. My daughter," he continues, "is very sick. Very expensive sick. Insurance won't cover most of it. I needed money and I saw opportunity and He trails off. "I made a choice. You stole from people who could barely afford it. I know. You could have asked for help, asked the community, asked, would they have given it?" His voice rises slightly. "Would you have given it? Or would you have done what you're doing now, judging me from the moral high ground?" The words hit because they're partially true. I would have helped him, I think. But the world doesn't work in hypotheticals, and he didn't ask. "My father," I say. "Did you help him because you wanted to, or because he was useful? Because he knew me, and I might be useful later?" Mr. Vasquez flinches. "No. Your father. That was real. That was—" He stops. "That was the one thing I was actually trying to do right." The silence in the tunnel stretches out like something living. "I have photographs," I tell him, "of the notebook, names, amounts, everything. I was going to give them to the police. And now? Now I don't know. It's the truth. The worst kind of truth. The kind without edges, without clarity. I came down here thinking I was going to confront a villain. Instead, I'm standing in a tunnel with a man who's both villain and someone who helped my father breathe easier. Both things, simultaneously, impossibly. I can't let you keep doing this, I say. I know. I can't let you hurt anyone else. I know. But I also can't. I stop. Start again. My father can't know. Not yet. Not like this. Not from the police showing up and taking you away and him finding out that the one person who believed in him was using him. Mr. Vasquez sits down on the tunnel floor. Just sits, like his legs gave out. What do you want me to do? He asks. I think about this. Think about my hands, about precision, about the way small movements can change the shape of everything. Think about broken mirrors and fragmented truths. Turn yourself in, I say, but not yet. Give yourself time to tell my father first, to explain it in a way that doesn't destroy him. And then you go to the police, you confess, and you make it right as much as you can. That's asking for a lot of faith. It is, I agree. But it's the only way I can live with this. He nods slowly. Thank you, he says. Don't, I tell him. Don't thank me. This isn't kindness. This is me trying to find a way to keep my father from breaking while still stopping you. It's the only version of this that I can survive. Mr. Vasquez turns himself in 5 days later. He tells my father the night before, in the small room at the community center where my father has been sleeping. I don't hear this conversation. I'm in the library pretending to study. But when my father comes to find me, his face is hollowed out, aged a decade in the space of a week. Did you know? He asks. Yes, I say. I found out. Why didn't you tell me? Because I needed to give him the chance to tell you himself. My father sits down heavily. The chair creaks. Everything is creaking lately. The city, the buildings, the people in them. All of us settling under the weight of our own histories. He helped me, my father says, when I had nothing. I know. And he was using me the whole time. Partly, I say carefully. But I don't think it was only that. I think he was helping you, and also he was doing something else. People are usually more than one thing. My father looks at me for a long moment. You're too young to understand this, he says, finally. How much it costs to live in a world where nobody is just one thing. I'm learning, I tell him. The city moves on. It always does. Mrs. Chen gets most of her money back. There are legal proceedings, court dates, the slow machinery of justice that grinds forward but never quite makes things right. Mr. Vasquez gets 18 months in minimum security, which feels both too long and not nearly long enough. My father gets a job at a different non-profit, working with people trying to recover from addiction. He's good at it, better than he was before maybe, because now he understands something about the shape of failure. I keep performing at the markets, keep moving through the neighborhood, keep using my hands to expose small frauds and larger cruelties. The work is quieter now, less satisfying. Because I understand now that every crime I stop has a person behind it with a sick daughter or a gambling problem or a history of not being believed by anyone else. Understanding doesn't change what needs to happen, but it changes how it feels. 3 months after Mr. Vasquez's sentencing, I'm in the library when I find him in the reference section. Not Mr. Vasquez, my grandfather's old friend, someone I haven't seen in years. Sienna, he says, I heard about what happened, what you did. News travels, I say. In this neighborhood, it always does. He smiles sadly. Your grandfather would have been proud. What you did, using your gift to protect people, that's the kind of thing he would have understood. I think about the tunnels, about all the people who moved through them, searching for freedom or safety or just a way forward. I think about my grandfather's hands on the mortar, on the scars the city carried. I'm not sure I did the right thing, I tell him. Probably not, he says, Probably you did something more complicated than right, but that's what living costs sometimes. After he leaves, I stand in front of the library's old mirror, the one by the coat check, spotted and warped with age. My reflection fragments across its surface. In one shard, I look angry. In another, sad. In another, something that might be peace or might just be numbness. All of them are true. All of them are me. My hands are still now. The trembling has stopped. But they remember everything. Every card trick, every stolen moment in an office, every choice that didn't have a good answer. They remember, and they don't forget. In the tunnels below, the old passages wait in darkness. They're patient. They've been carrying secrets and weight and the possibility of escape for longer than any of us have been alive. Maybe that's enough. Maybe survival is its own kind of magic. Maybe precision is all we ever really have.
Thanks for listening to our story today. We hope that you enjoyed it. Our story was created with the Fables Adventures app for iPhone and iPad. If you enjoyed listening and want to create your own stories, if you want to participate in the Fables Adventures community of creators, and if you want to get the opportunity to have one of your stories featured right here on our YouTube channel or Spotify podcast, download the app on the Apple App Store. The link is available in the description. Drop us a like, subscribe, and follow us for more from Fables Adventures. And thank you for joining us here.